I think it's safe to say that Gary O'Neill has definitely got Wolves cooking recently, and it's only fair we make a tactic video alongside of the performances, but also how many requests we have got. So let's get into it and break down Gary O'Neill's Wolves tactics. So we're going to start off with Wolves then, and we enjoyed a very, very good season. A team predicted to finish in 14th place. We have actually got Champions League football up there with the big boys, Liverpool, Arsenal and Manchester City, and also quite impressively, we are going to be in the stats as well. Ranked second and third for top goal scorers, ranked second for the highest average rating, and we're going to be 1 and 2, which is remarkable for assists in the season. Player of the match is also being in second place, and this season cannot be overlooked. I'm going to be honest with you, yes, we lost 8 games, yes, we drew 9 games, but I'm going to be honest with you, as an overall rule, that is a very good season, considering in these tests, we make a total of 0 signings. Now, I will say the stats aren't really too much to be talked about, because we're not going to feature many of them. A lot of them we are in second, third sort of favourites, but what I will say is, unfortunately, apart from this amazing performance in the Premier League, the cups weren't as pretty. I'll be honest with you, the FA Cup and Carabao Cup are to be forgotten, but do I really care? Not one bit, because it's Champions League football in our first season with Wolverhampton. Now, going over to the data hub, we are going to be looking at just over 2 goals a game and over 1.13 conceded. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is by far not the most dominant tactic I'm going to post, but we asked me for a very realistic recreation. It's a very unique shape, the straight at the back sort of vibe, and it is going to play identical to them in the game. You can get results. Obviously, the better team you are playing with, the better stats you're going to get. But to get a result like this on the data hub with a team predicted 14th, playing with a 3 at the back system in the hardest division in this game, when 3 at the backs aren't really the go-to in this game, I will take any day. A very good pass completion and a very good amount of shots per game. It's a massive season. What a W. And I'll show you here, I won't talk about it for ages, but just to show you, we can actually beat some of the big teams as well and get points of them. It isn't about getting absolutely battered, like for example here, beating Liverpool, beating Manchester United, Newcastle 4-1, obviously beaten Brighton, 0-0 there against Villa. We did actually take a lot of points off. That is an absolute paston, by the way. We're going to watch the highlights for that one in a second, but we actually put up a very, very good set of results against the big boys in the league, so it's a fully deserved 4th place finish. I've got to see what happened in the Chelsea game. It's a full-strength team, man. A 7-1 loss. They clearly couldn't hack this elegant 3 at the back system. Semedo's on the right-hand side into Kuna. What a touch, what a finish inside of 2 minutes. The fact they conceded 7 is absolutely brutal. Gomez, I mean, the play is beautiful. Kuna down the right-hand side, back inside into Sarabia. A fantastic finish. 2-0 up in 20 minutes, and it looks like the goals just kept coming. They had a full collapse, a bit of a dodgy clearance. It's a bit of a dodgy goal, to be honest. Sanchez could have come and claimed that one. Sarabia playing it out wide into Semedo. A beautiful run. Loads of space, takes on the back line, and a wonderful ball in, and goes right to the target man. And they are 4-0 down inside of 23 minutes. 5-0 inside of half-time. A little flick back into Semedo, takes it inside, and an even better finish, and no way, it is going to be 6 goals inside of the first half. Chelsea, what happened? Please tell me what happened. They do get a goal back after half-time, which obviously means absolutely nothing, and it is a very lucky one at that, to be honest with you. We do get one more, a penalty, to wrap up one of the most ridiculous games I've seen. Now, over to Norwich, obviously in the Sky Bet Championship, but we absolutely took over, to be honest. We only lost 5 games. We won 35 out of the 46 available, drew the other 6. Josh Sargent had one of the best seasons going. We also won the Friendly Cup. We're not going to claim that as a trophy, though. It seems a little bit petty, but maybe we'll take it. Let me know in the comments. Can you claim a Friendly Cup? In terms of the English Cups, it's not the best of the best. I'm not going to complain, because the main aim was to obviously get into the playoffs, if not get automatic promotion, and we've done that by having a 10-point advantage at the top. In terms of the stats, though, to be fair, we are going to have the most points per game, the most goals, and the most shots for. Possession-wise, we're not going to be on there, because this is definitely not a possession-based tactic. When it comes to defensively, we are going to be in 2nd place for the fewest conceded, and 5th place when it comes to the most clean sheets. But obviously, we are scoring so many goals, it really doesn't matter. Going over to the data hub, we are going to be looking at 2.85 goals per game, still way under a goal conceded. In fact, we are scoring bang on, literally 2 goals that we are going to be conceding. Over 15 shots a game, an 86% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio coming in at 78.89. No real standout games apart from this derby, and we did go 1-0 down, to be honest. It's a very scrappy goal, which Ipswich did get, and it hurts me showing this. It really does. Ipswich is my local team, but it is a big game, I guess, for Norwich in this season, as we do get back into the game in 70 minutes, and to be honest, I think Ipswich simply collapsed. A long throw in there, cutting it back onto the edge, into McCallum, and it's a fantastic finish, and we get one more to add insult to the injury. Down the left-hand side, we're going to play it into the middle. Who is that? That is shocking there. Evans, you should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely embarrassing not to intercept that. Sargent goes through and smashes it past the goalkeeper. Lastly, the powerhouse of the video, and to be honest, it just goes to show this three at the back is not for everyone. That definitely is, because at the end of the day, we do win the league quite convincingly still over Monaco, obviously Marseille, Nice and Lyon, and also we do win the Trophy de Champion. But when it comes to European football, we're moving like PSG in real life. We simply cannot get anything going, didn't even get out of the group, so it's not the best when it comes to obviously the French league maybe, etc, etc. I'll leave it in a video because I'm going to be honest with what happens. This is definitely designed for the Premier League teams. I think it would do really well over in Italy as well, but it just goes to show some tactics cannot perform with every single team, but still it's a decent season. Of course, I said not a decent season, we are still going to total and dominate every single stat line almost. Most points per game, most goals, the fewest shots against, the most goals for, the fewest conceded and the most clean sheets. So I've just said it's not a great season. Over in France, it's a remarkable season, to be honest. Going over to the data hub as well, we are going to be seeing still way under a goal a game being conceded, over 2.5 goals being scored, over 16 shots a game, and 80% pass completion, or tackle win ratio, sorry. The pass completion is not 80, it's actually nearly 88. Against a very strong team in the league, being Lyon, we come out and put on a 9-0 display at home. We get things going inside of 14 minutes. Ramos picks it up into Soler, takes a touch, out wide into Hakimi. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. The little cutback into Big Marco, one of my favourite players in the game. Fabian out wide, plays it back inside into Ramos. It's going to be really dodgy defending as Mendes plays it back inside into Marco again, getting his second goal of the game. And we are cooking here. 3 more goals inside of this half alone. Ugarte puts another ball into the box, into Soler. We are not afraid to get the ball into the box and simply see what happens. And look at the deadly counter-attack here. Hakimi taken out to the right-hand side. Loads of great options, all onside. Is he going to find anyone? He is. Into Marco again, who completes his hat-trick. He's absolutely taken over this game. Hakimi into Ugarte, a great ball, little give and go, great ball into the box, and that is a fantastic header. More goals to come now in the second half. Ugarte again plays it through into Marco, who is having the game of his life, into Soler, into the middle, and he is again having such an impact on this game, and why not? Another ball into the box, an excellent set piece. Marquinhos with the header, and I believe this is the last goal coming in right now. Dodgy defender from Tagliafico, picks up from Mendes, across, and the goalkeeper's given up. The keeper has gone home. So now, of course, over to your favourite part of the video. If you are enjoying so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to push for 20k, but let's talk about this very unique 3 at the back system. So it is going to be a 3-4-2-1, to clarify that. The goalkeeper is going to be a goalkeeper simply on the defensive instruction. We're going to have 3 central defenders. On the right-hand side is going to be Dawson, who is going to be told to stay wider. On the left, it is going to be Totti, who is going to be decided to also on the stay wider instruction, because both of these wing-backs are going to be very, very attacking-minded. And in the middle, it is going to be Kilman, who is going to be on cover to obviously cover the other 2 central defenders. The wing-back on the right is going to be Nelson Semedo, a wing-back on attack, on take more risks, cross more often, and also get further forwards. And to showcase his excellence, firstly, he's a remarkable fullback. We all know that. Quite expensive though. Player history. Now, 38 games in the league, 17 assists and 3 goals. And 5 player of the matches. It's an incredible season from Nelson Semedo. The left back is going to be exactly the same, so a wing back on attack, on automatic, take more risks, cross more often, and also get further forwards. And that is going to be Johnny. Again, a very, very promising fullback. I will say he's very old, so not maybe as good as Nelson Semedo. He's not as quick, that is definitely for certain. But assist-wise, still putting up a fair amount. 38 games. 11 assists from fullback. Obviously, they do play a very important role in the team, providing the width in this system, so it's not a bad contribution if we really deep it over the entire season. In the midfield is going to be Doyle. Obviously, that is going to be Tommy Doyle coming in. A DM on support, simply on tackle harder. And next to him is going to be Gomez, the deep line playmaker, on support, on more direct passes. How did he do in this season? Again, a very, very good player, the Brazilian international. Player history, not the most remarkable set of stats, but I will say again, we aren't going to be, putting up, for example, Rodri stats or Jack Grealish assist stats, for example. A decent season from him, not too bad, average of 7 rating. Moving up the field is going to be the attacking midfield player on attack, on dribble more, roam from position, and also move into channels. That is going to be Pablo Sarabia, who I believe did enjoy a very good season. Obviously a fantastic player. Again, 30 years and above though. Yeah, he enjoyed a very, very good season. 15 goals and 19 assists in this position. 8 player of the matches and a 7.46 average rating. Remarkable season from this side, previously of PSG, of course. Moving over to the right is going to be Kuna, again, a fantastic player in real life. Roam from position on the shadow striker. And again, I believe he did have a very, very good season. 25 years of age on this occasion. And yeah, The guy absolutely cooked. 38 games in the league, 17 goals and 10 assists. Remarkable stuff from him. We love to see that. And moving up to the last position, the pressing forward, that is obviously going to be on the default. And what did the big man do? Again, a bit unorthodox, not very quick, I will say that. Player history, 26 goals and 4 assists. We love to see it. It's really, really good stuff. I do want to take a quick second to thank everyone that has joined the Patreon so far. We've got over 2,400 of you guys right now. Absolutely incredible scenes. And as you can see, we have got loads on offer for you guys that are joining. You can obviously join for free, but we do offer some perks for those that are in the pay tiers. Extra access gets all of my tactics, all of the free variants. They get tweaked in 24 to 48 hours. You also get everything early. The tactics, the videos, the whole shebang, tips, rebuild game save files. So anyone that wants to pick up this, maybe impress me, show what you can do, you can definitely get that there as well. You get a regen name in the stream save. You also get entered to the monthly Patreon giveaway, which is going to be, just been actually, a £50 PayPal gift card. But if you look right now, we are constantly posting, constant. Tactics, mine and Kempy's one, for example. Loads of stuff right now. Loads of things you can get involved in. Go and check it out in the description below. Trust me. Now time for the team instructions, all based off the fluid counter style on the positive mentality. We're going to go set to attack and whip, set to standard. We're going to pass the ball into the space. We're going to go slightly more direct because, again, I cannot stress this is definitely not a possession-based tactic. It's very, very direct. Low crosses are going to be selected, and we are also going to go with run at defence. This is going to be left intentionally blank. Transition, nice and simple. We are going to play to the centre-backs because we have got free. We are going to counter-attack because I want especially this free and the wing-backs to heavily get involved, and we are going to counter-press, and you can see here by this lovely image who exactly is going to get involved. Now, lastly, we've got a lot to talk about. It is going to be the standard line and the mid-block line of engagement. We're going to go absolutely mental and go with much more often on that trigger press, just so we have got a little bit about us and actually pressing in this team. And we are going to set a pressing trap to trap outside. As you can see here, it's going to filter them in exactly where we want them. Obviously, you probably are, maybe some people wanted to score more goals. You want to go a little bit more attacking, and I'm going to provide that for you right here. The perfect system to score more goals with almost the same sort of style of football. The goalkeeper is going to remain the same. In fact, all the back line is going to remain the same in terms of the centre-backs and also the goalkeeper. The wing-backs are going to get quite a bit of customization, so both exactly the same on the left and on the right hand side, all going to be on take more risks, cross more often, dribble more, run wide, and also get further forwards. They're going to play such a crucial role in getting the assists in this team now. Very attacking, and I would actually argue you could have these instructions even for the default variant, but I didn't want to be too risky, but very, very good in the game. The deep line playmaker is going to remain on support, simply on more direct passes, and the volante is simply going to remain exactly the same on support, on tackle harder. Two shadow strikers now who are both going to be exactly the same on roam from position. Just a bit of an upgrade having them both on the shadow striker role pushes them up a field a little. And the pressing forward is also going to remain unchanged. So the main change of this system is going to be the wing backs being very aggressive, and obviously both players being a shadow striker, so it is going to be naturally a lot more attacking in this area of the field, but the real change comes in the team instruction. So again, the fluid counter, custom, and the positive mentality, we're not going to step away from that. We are, however, going to remain on pass into space, but we are now going to tell them to overlap left and overlap right. We're going to run at defence. We are also going to have low crosses set. We love to see that. And directness, we are going to have still on slightly more direct. So the real change is going to be the overlap left and overlap right is going to make that real difference, getting them wing backs pushing up the field. In transition, we have got some instructions: counter press, counter, distribute quickly, and also, of course, we have got 3 centre-backs. We've got to use them. And now out of possession, we are going to see a different way that this team can play. A lot more attack-and-minded, the high press line of engagement, the higher defensive line. We're going to max this out, and we have to keep it the same because it makes sense. We are also going to keep that pressing trap of trap outside selected. How to defend your games out, or if you are playing as a real low-down team, like a Luton, a big underdog team, this is going to be a much more restricted 3 at the back system. It's still a 3-4-2-1, but very defensively minded. So the goalkeeper is going to be the same. Now, in terms of the back line, it remains unchanged because we can't really change it, to be honest, because we can't really make them much more defensive than what they already are. The wing-backs, however, are going to be a lot more defensive. Both wing-backs now simply on defend, so a lot more defensively minded, and we can say the same for both DMs, who are simply going to be a little bit different. So on the left-hand side is going to be a supportive one. on take fewer risks and hold position, and on the right is going to be a defensive midfield player on support, on tackle harder, but also get further forwards, because otherwise it is way too defensive. So whoever's better on the ball in your team, have that on get further forwards. Now, this is going to be a very hard block for people to break down. You're going to have this back three here, almost a back five, to be honest, and one DM's permanently going to be back, and when you are defending, this player is also going to be back. So you're going to have a back seven to break down. It's very hard to break down and very defensively solid. We then go with two attacker midfield players who are both going to be set to roam from position and an unchanged pressing forward. Team instructions, the fluid counter remains on the cautious mentality. We are still going to pass into space. We're now, however, going to go extremely direct, because we are simply going to play a very low tempo. We're going to sit back, and when we get the ball, we are going to try and pump it long and try and get a bit of a scrappy goal, to be honest. We are also going to set to low crosses. The time wasted is going to be set to frequently, and we are going to run at defence. And because we are trying to run, do a little bit of time wasting, it makes sense to also play for set pieces. It's a very scrappy and negative way of playing football, but sometimes sitting back, getting the ball and pumping it long is the way to play. In transition, two very simple things: counter press and counter. Don't know why I said two is technically three, but I assume this is a given because we have got three centre backs. And lastly, out of possession, it is going to be that mid block. We are going to go with the standard line still. The trigger press is going to still be set to much more often because I want to have a little bit of something about us. We are going to stay on our feet in terms of the challenges, so we are naturally going to drop off a little bit, and we are still going to have that pressing trap because it simply does make sense. But that's going to give you guys three variants of Gary O'Neill's Wolves system. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, but more importantly guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.